Apparently, these are the last three in the Buster Blader archetype. Thank God! Starting with Wizard Buster Blade. It's a spellcaster, but the Synchro and the two other Destruction Sword monsters are Dragon type. You know, for a moment, I actually thought that all the motherfuckers are going to be dragons. While this card is equipped to a monster, monsters your opponent's graveyard cannot activate their effects. I was first thinking just Burning Abyss, but this does actually fuck up Erebus, Idea, Eidos, and I'm pretty sure some other vassals get wrecked by it. That's actually pretty hilarious. You can send this equipped card to the graveyard, then target one Destruction Sword monster in your graveyard other than this obligatory restriction. On effects like this, add that target to your hand. I think you could play one, mainly because Companion can search it. Now to Destruction Sword, Arms, Buster Blade. And this is a machine. Why aren't these motherfuckers dragons? While this card is equipped to a monster spell and trap cards that are already face up on your opponent's side of the field cannot activate their effects. Get wrecked, pendulums! Cards in the pendulum zone. And of course this. Kind of sort of like the last motherfucker. This is going to randomly hurt people. I don't think that this effect is terrible. It just seems like it's going to do a lot of nothing in most matchups. You can send this equipped card to the graveyard. The monster that this card was equipped to gains 1,000 attack until the end of this turn. This is the only Destruction Sword monster that actually helps Buster Blader, rather than saying, fuck the opponent. I don't think you need to play a whole lot of this either, primarily because the second effect is not that good in most situations, and also Companion searches this. Even though you do get to boost attack of a Buster Blader that's already probably getting boosted by some other random shit. And now to Fate of the Destruction Swordsman. Oh shit, that's a nice name. And look, it's a quick play, my favorite type. You can only use each effect of Fate of the Destruction Swordsman once per turn. Target up to 3 monsters with the same type in your opponent's graveyard. Damn. Banish them, and if you do, have one Buster Blader or Destruction Sword monster you control gain 500 attack for each monster banished by this effect till the end of this turn. So I suppose it makes some sense for the aforementioned Destruction Sword monsters having a tad bit higher attack, so you could actually attack with them. Now, even though, occasionally raping like the Monarch player, or Infernoids, or Burning Abyss with this card, why does this boost Buster Blader to even higher? And even if you banish one monster with this, a monster being boosted by 500 is not that bad. If this card's in your graveyard, you can discard one Destruction Sword card. Well, you do not have a shortage of those. Add this card from your graveyard to your hand. Well, this does a few things. If you got a bunch of them motherfucking Destruction Swords that are useless, but you want this card back, you can just pitch them motherfuckers. It's cool though, because the Synchro just lets you equip them to a Buster Blader anyway. Apparently, the suggested way to play Buster Blader is to Pendulum Summon it. It's a hell of a lot better than double tributing for him. This is an interesting archetype to say the very least. I think the effects on these cards, specifically the Destruction Sword ones, are pretty powerful if they were generic effects. But because they are on monsters that require you to equip it to a Buster Blader, their power level is somewhat diminished. Nobody play with Red Eyes? You gonna play with Buster Blader, goddammit. We gonna give you a Synchro that makes your opponent's monsters dragons so you can't even complain. How am I gonna make my opponent's monsters dragons if they're not playing dragons? Since you're playing Buster Blader, you might have problems with extra deck shit your opponent summons. Well, guess what? We'll make a card for that too. Hey, you might have a problem against a deck that cares about the graveyard. Hey, we'll make a monster for that too. And hey, your opponent might be playing a card like this. So hey, we'll make a card for that too. If somebody wanted to play Buster Blader, having access to these types of cards, talking about the Destruction Sword motherfuckers, does kinda sorta inspire people to play it. Kudos, Konami. Kudos. So anyway, I'd like to thank everybody for watching. If you would like to help me pay rent, all you got to do, disable ad block, click an ad, or two. And of course, put ad block back on because that's important. It takes literally seconds. Thank you very much in advance. It's very much appreciated. And of course, you have my gratitude.